A concern a lot of brothers have before and after marriage is the time commitment. Many of them are concerned that they won't get to do a lot of the things that they used to do, whether it's activities with friends, any extra business endeavors on the side that they were involved in. This is a legitimate concern since men in general like to have alone time to do the things that they want to do. We have to always keep in mind that the number one priority for us is our family. This is how God set the rules, and this is how it is within our own selves as well. You know, when people die, you don't hear them say things like, I wish I'd gotten one more sale at work. They always say things like, you know, I wish I spent more time with my son, or I wish I spent more time with my family, right? It's always centered around relationships. God also in chapter 4 tells us, gives us the priority that people have over us. So he says there in chapter 4, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى. So the first obligation that we have is to worship God and don't worship others along with God. To be good to our parents and be good to dhil qurba, the possessors of closeness, meaning your family, those who are closest to you. So much emphasis has been placed on family relationships in Islam, and there's also tremendous reward for it as well. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever wants his life prolonged and his provisions increased, let him uphold the ties of kinship. So your wife is part of your family now, and sometimes she may need you more than you want to be needed at the time, to be honest, right? You know, you have a game night to go to, there are things, you know, at work or wherever else that need to be finished up, but your wife is sick, she's stressed out, something happened at work, something maybe happened with her own family, and she may need you there to support her, okay? When your wife doesn't feel like she's number one in your life, you'll never catch a break. She will come to resent you anytime you go out to do something. She'll say things like, you know, we never spend any time together, and she'll start to do that thing that rhymes with bag that women never do, okay? You'll never really be able to enjoy yourself when you go out anyway, because you have to face the wrath of your wife when you get back. So someone says, well, she's my number one priority, yes, but you know, I just need some alone time. Well, if you say your wife is your number one priority, but she doesn't feel that way, that means you're doing something wrong, and some adjustments need to be made. And if you make her your number one priority, you'll find that everything will change. You find that whenever you go out with the guys, she won't have a problem with it because she knows that you know, she is number one in your life. She takes precedence over everything, and you just want to go out and have some fun with the guys. And even if you do have to stay out late sometimes, she'll be okay with it because she knows that it's not a regular occurrence. Okay. Then also some people bring up another I guess objection and say, well, you know, some of the things that I'm involved in, you know, my situation is different. Significant amounts of time need to be spent at work. Okay, they need me. You know, things are hard right now. You know, the masjid needs me. You know, I can't just let those things drop. Well, one piece of advice that I have is try and find ways to reduce the time that we spend on other work-related things. So, for example, could you shorten the duration of your volunteer meetings? Could you outsource your business's website design? Could you find a way to focus more so that you'll have time? You spend less time on whatever activity that you're doing, so that you could go home and spend more time with your wife and with your family. There's always some things that we could cut back on wasted time. Television, excuse me. Like I was saying, there's always some places where we could cut back on wasted time and spend time on the things that, and with the people that matter most, right? So yes, I am saying that you should spend more time with your wife and less on everything else. Okay, what good is it if you know, everything's good at work, you know, you made this great Sunday school program or whatever, but your wife isn't happy with you and your family's in shambles. Okay, so those who have the most right over you are those who are closest to you. So find a way to reduce the amount of time you spend on other things that are less important and spend more time with your wife. And if you do this, you will find that she will in fact allow you some time to do the things that you want to do. Brother Q signing off. Assalamu alaikum.